My name is Dr. Gunnar Neiders. I'm with a client who wants to tell his story about REBTS. Can you start out?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Neiders. I would like to tell you about REBT, which is Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy. It has helped me to understand all my belief system, which has had a very powerful effect on my speech. My belief system about my stuttering was very negative, and I used to have several conflicts and negative emotions and feelings after every stuttering event. Now, after using REBT and going through and filling out some forms to understand my feelings behind my stuttering, I have a very good understanding that a big part of my stuttering was due to my negative feelings. And if I accepted my stuttering the way it is and understand that it's not a big part of me, I'm more than my speech. And REBT has helped me do that. My stuttering has improved, my fluency has improved, my happiness level has improved. So when my happiness level improved, automatically I could see that my stuttering was lower. So by using REBT, I could cancel out or not give power to my negative feelings, such as black and white thinking, or is it uh, for being perfect all the time, making demands to be perfect. Those feelings were immediately became less severe, and as a result I'm more happier, and that has led to a more fluent speech, all thanks to the REBT technique.
Can you tell me if you have had any real experiences, like with your evaluation uh, about your communication skills by your supervisor, which would indicate that it's not only in your mind, but in reality, the things have also changed.
Yeah, definitely. I used REBT uh, for 3 months, and during my review with my boss recently, I got positive feedback saying that he told me that whatever I was doing was definitely working, and he sees a significant change in both my confidence and my fluency and just the manner I talk now. So definitely I had gotten very positive feedback from my supervisor after I used the RBT technique.
Can you also tell me if it helped you with your forehand in tennis?
I, you know, it has helped me tremendously in general, because it has helped me to realize that life is more than my speech, life is more than my work, and I need to take things in the right perspective. And I took up playing the tennis after following REBT, and as a hobby, and I wanted to be more than my speech and more than my career. So I've been working on my forehand and backhand, and I've it's been such a joy to see it improve over time.
Now, I had also heard that you're back again in reading some Shakespeare.
Yeah, that's correct. Some Shakespeare, I've been reading some sonnets so that I can build more emotions and feelings into my speech.
And you're also, now, do you know a small excerpt of Shakespeare by heart by now?
I do not know it by heart, but I'm happy to read it aloud.
All right, could you do that?
For sure. The, it's a sonnet number 29 by Shakespeare. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him, like his friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contended least, yet in these thoughts myself almost despising, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth sings hymns at heaven's gate, for thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings. Then I to change my state with kings. Thank you.
Can you do a bit of a discourse about your interaction with your family, your son, etc.?
Yeah, I think my interactions with my family also has also improved a lot over time because now I have a young son and we have a very my wife at home and we have a pretty busy lifestyle and between that manage and juggle all the activities of life. But using REBT, I've been able to prioritize what is important and also understand the other person's feelings and thoughts. I've been to the happiness level in my family and basically appreciate other person's concerns and beliefs. And just by having that appreciation and concern, it has improved the quality of my personal life.
You had indicated that in the old days, maybe you were over focused on stuttering and speech only, and now you understand that it's only one small part of your whole existence on this world.
Yeah, that's right. I every time when I woke up, I should think about my speech. Every time that I started talking, I would think about my speech, and that used to bring, in general, my mood down. But ever since I'm using REBT, I do not give speech as much importance. I do not let it affect my mood at home, and my mood has been much better. And as a result, my family life has been better. So the whole idea that your speech is a very small part of you is a very important aspect because you're also a parent, you're also you're a cook at home, you are taking care of your car, so you're a mechanic, you are a spouse, you are a son. So there are many roles that you play, and speaking is really just a way to communicate. And if there is a small stutter when I talk, it's okay. I don't give it very importance. That's who I am, and I totally accept it.
Do you think that stuttering in the future will hold back you from getting better jobs and doing whatever you want to?
I do not want to hold myself back for my speech. I think that I have a lot to offer, and I'm able to communicate my thoughts. There might be a small, stutter here and there, but I don't think that should hold me back from all that I can offer. I've got many skills. Um, I've got a leadership quality. I have a lot of technical skills that I can share with the company, and I can make a lot of positive changes. So I don't think I want to hold back anymore just because of one small uh, thing which is not even a big part. People don't care about it, and so therefore I should not either, and I do not.
Yeah, but you're still not stating is that you're accepting the status quo of the speech. You're doing something to improve it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm not upset about my speech anymore, and I think but I want to keep improving, just like any skill of mine. I think communication is a very important part of my job. So I'm continuously working towards improving it. I am using Toastmasters, I'm using REBT, I'm using giving Shakespeare speeches, learning and about public speaking. So that's absolutely right. I do not want to stay in status quo, and I want to keep improving it. And I'm not upset about the status quo or ashamed of my status quo. So it's just a journey, and I started it, and I'm already seeing some improvement. So I'm quite excited about it.
So, yeah, do you have any wild dreams, as all of us do sometimes, about advancing either technically or in management or something as that?
Yeah, I've got, when I think about my public speaking, I think or about my career, I see like two goals I have set in my mind. One is that I want to be able to become a manager where I can coach some young engineers at a company, be able to give uh, presentations to a large group. And my second goal is to rise in Toastmasters and be able to compete in competitions at both at the state level and the national levels. So those two are my goals now, and I'm working towards them.
Yeah. And are you also having any goals in preparing good meals for your son when he heads out to school? Have you started out the cooking again?
Yeah, that's right. I now take keen interest in doing activities at home, such as preparing meals for my son early morning. He and I have a good conversation about it. We select the ingredients, we make his lunch, and then we check after in the evening, how did he do? Did he like it? And that becomes a good feedback loop for us to improve the following day. And it's been a fun activity that I've taken now. And I would not have done this before REBT. I would have always thought about my speech and not do and much, not take part in uh, any extracurricular activities such as this. But using REBT has been very helpful, that I can talk to myself and tell that, okay, this is very important, and I need to do more than just my speech. And this making food for my son has been a very, very positive change.
Now, I have asked I have asked all of my clients to introduce easy bounces. Have you used easy bounces, and have they helped you? Or
Yeah, definitely. I think with easy bounces, I do not. It has helped me a lot, and it just lowers the pressure to do to have like a perfect speech, and immediately I feel big re- relief to have a perfect speech. And I see, when I do an easy bounce, I see, okay, I had a small stutter, and it could be a voluntary easy bounce, which is the most effective, is that it really relieves the pressure to have a perfect speech. And in general, it just improves my fluency. And if there is a stuttering block, I can easily overcome it with an easy bounce, and that lifts my confidence even further.
so, as in the future, what do you think you will uh, accomplish with all of this REBTS? Do you think that you can arrive at a state where supposedly I am, is where things don't bother me that much about my speech at all, and that I'm able to be rather flowing in my speech? Do you think it's
Yeah,
it's possible for you?
I really think so. I think I believe in it, that it's a skill. REBT is like a skill that you learn, and then either when you practice it enough, I'm quite confident that I'm able to use it even subconsciously. Even when I'm like conscious about it, I'm able. That's the way I'm comprehending information, and it has, my tolerance level already seems to be going up, and I'm pretty sure that I will be at a stage where it's more of a subconscious. Uh, it will be a more of a subconscious. Um, Trying to find the word. It'll be my reaction to any situation will be more subconscious, and it'll be REBT based. Not Won't be very emotional as before. So it'll be more rational, and I will see things in perspective more easily, and more like it'll be an automatic reaction from me.
And when I speak is on occasions when I was recovering from my stuttering, I would hear an oncoming block. I'd say, oh my God, I will stutter on my name. And then what do you do if you hear an oncoming block?
When I hear an oncoming block, I typically do two things. I try to take a deep breath and slow down, and then also introduce a voluntary bounce. And that immediately, before the difficult word or the word I think I will have a block on comes, I'm able to go past it very much more smoothly. So being, taking maybe like a 1 second pause, not being in a rush, taking a deep breath, doing a bounce, and then moving forward, that is a very powerful tool. And when I observe people, many people do that even when they don't stutter. They will take a second, make a pause, and then continue.
Now,
So
yeah,
that's very helpful to me.
is there anything you want to add on your own that you have done or that you aspire to, or how about interaction with your wife's family or your cousins? Has it gotten any better or not? Or
Yeah, definitely. Previously, before I joined therapy for using REBT, I was very shy. I was very introvert. I would not take up calls as often, not start conversations as often. But now I take the initiative all the time to call them, and when they are calling, I would take their call, uh, and that has considerably improved my relationships with my family and my extended family and my in-laws. That I'm very thankful for, because I feel that I can contribute so much to my family in terms of happiness, in terms of sharing my experience with REBT, and helping them with their issues. That has been a very, very positive change in in my life.
actually, what I think I remember is that in your family, they were sort of uh, not very encouraging for you to go into engineering or anything like that. Was that right?
Yeah, in general, there was a tendency that because of my speech, I may not be able to give interviews, go for a good job. But, through my determination and hard work, I've been able to come up and now finish my engineering and get a good job also. Um, so, I definitely worked very hard to overcome my obstacles. And now everybody sees that through hard work and perseverance, you can achieve your dreams. And now using REBT, I want to take it to the next level, where I can pursue my future dreams of giving big presentations, taking up a leadership role in a company, participating in Toastmasters. I think these are my goals, because I want to set a role model for my son. I don't want to see him. I don't want to be someone who uh, just wanted to live and lead an ordinary life. I want him to see that you can achieve your dreams through hard work, and if you have a passion, then anything is possible. So I just didn't want to be satisfied with where I was. I want to go to the next level and then achieve my dreams, basically.
So the way I understand it, you were almost inborn with this tendency to go after what you really want.
I think you can say that. I typically, when I I decide that I want something, I want to achieve something, I try to go all in and make sure I do a very good job. I just don't want to do it for the heck of it. Just to want to be basically do the best I can. And whenever I have done that, I've always got very good feedback and very good successes. So yeah, you can say that that I always try to do my best and not do a mediocre job. Do my best always.
So, can you tell how you came upon me and REBT? Was it some kind of magic, or was it that you really were after something that might help you?
Yeah, I was pursuing some speech therapy at a local hospital, but that wasn't working. So I got several books on stuttering from Amazon, and basically I read most of those. I read all those books, and the one book that stood out was Dr. Neiders' book, from stuttering to fluency. And in that, at the end of the book, you know, we I had Dr. Neiders' information, and that book talks a lot about REBT and the feelings behind stuttering, and that made a connection with me. So this pursuit of finding the answer and trying to read books about it, that got me to you know basically understand to know about REBT and meet Dr. Neiders, which I got a much better understanding after my therapy with Dr. Neiders.
If you would meet an individual who was sort of hopeless about his speech, what would you suggest him to do?
I think anybody who is hopeless about their speech should first start with filling out those REBT forms, because unless you write it down, it is very difficult for you to see the sequence of events that leads to your hopelessness. And that is a very good starting point, because you're putting down your emotions on paper and you can see a logical sequence. And that is a very powerful enlightenment almost, that, oh, I'm upset because I stuttered. And the way I think about it, it's my stuttering didn't really cause it. It's because the way I thought about it, that caused my anxiety, or being upset or angry or being sad. So when you see the connection between your beliefs, and if you change it even a little bit, you can see an improvement in your speech, an improvement in your mood, how you feel. I think that is, I believe, the first step that anybody who has a stuttering problem should start with. and then work on your therapy, work on anything else. Either it's doing breathing exercises or taking part in Toastmasters, but uh, starting with the REBT form where you go through all the different steps of uh, from the situation to your feelings and everything in between. All those really help you understand yourself much better.
Do you think that an individual could do it on his own, or does it help him to have a guidance from somebody like me or you or because see, you're at the moment you're also an expert in it. That is how things go.
Yeah, I think you can do it on your own if you're very disciplined and you're very perseverant, but it definitely helps if you have a coach or a therapist to work with. And if you can give yourself a few months of coaching time, I think it would really accelerate your learning, and your learning curve will be super fast and super steep. So you will learn really fast if you can get coaching like from you, for example, or Neiders, or from a therapist. It's it's a definitely important to work on your own, but having coaching would definitely accelerate it.
Yeah. Now, as we wrap it up, is there anything else you would want to add? Uh, Something, funny maybe, just just that is sometimes we get too serious about speech and I always want to find out how your backhand is doing in tennis.
Yeah, I think in general, you want to make speech fun, and one way to do it is to do the speeches or read aloud a book that you like or something that's interesting to you. So when you practice your speech or you do any kind of therapy or you read aloud, you're also enjoying the book or enjoying the content. And like I've started to give Toastmasters speeches now, and that has been such a fun experience because I really enjoy the content and then sharing my information and seeing people's reactions and then talking about it afterwards. Uh, it's a really a fun exercise. I think I mean, in the past, I would consider speech exercises to be painful, but now I see it like a fun exercise where I read aloud a book that I like to read, and that has helped me a lot just to read aloud. And the second thing is to give like speeches in front of your family, in front of your friends, at a Toastmasters club. It's just talk, and you will realize that there is really nothing to fear about it. And that becomes so much fun where you can have conversations around your speeches and or about the book you're reading. So making speech fun is a very important because that will make you come back to it every day. You'll want to write a speech. You'll want to give a speech. So that converting that fear to a want has been a very interesting experience for me, where I would be really fearful before, but now I want to give a speech. So if I have a stutter, that's fine, but I really enjoy, I'm starting to enjoy now. So that's been a very positive. So I would encourage that a lot.
And as I say, paraphrasing Shakespeare, to speak or not to speak, that is the question. I I
Yeah.
usually start conversations with casual people, as I pass them by or they're in the elevator, I say, it's a hot day, isn't it today? Or anything as that.
Yeah,
Do you do that
yeah.
also?
Yeah, I think that's very important to have conversations with people because uh, that it's a good practice and it is very important for building relationships and really to see that there's nothing really to fear about speaking. So, uh, you know, if you want to make your fear disappear, just do it. And so, just picking up conversations and keeping up the practice of talking, that has been very, very important. And I do it all the time. And it's very easy. It's very easy to maybe it's do like a 5 or 10 minute conversation. And that is very helpful for sure.
The last thing I wanted to ask you, do you have any objections if I put this up on YouTube?
No, Dr. Neiders, I think that's fine. Just share it with your clients. I think that would be helpful. If you don't post it on Facebook, that will be okay. Just share it as a link.
Okay, I want to understand that. Do you mind having it on the YouTube or not?
No, I do not mind.
Because there is in this conference, I would ask other people who are a bit afraid of having hopes again about going into some kind of either self therapy or other therapy. I would want them to show that there are people who have done it and who are very happy about it.
Sure, Dr. Neiders. I think that is fine with me.
Okay. Anything else you want to add as a message to the people or whoever?
The one last message I have is never give up hope on your speech. It is, um, you can overcome it. There are ways, and be positive, and that itself will really have a tremendous influence on your speech. And think about things outside your speech, and life is definitely bigger than your speech. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Bye.